Hello everybody, Mckenzie here. This week on my channel I've been talking all about being in the moment in your life. And Wednesdays are all about your overall well-being, so we're going to combine those two topics and we're going to talk about how you can improve your well-being by learning to be in the moment with yourselves. So I want you to think for a minute how often in your life you're on autopilot. I spend a lot of time on autopilot. Actually, a lot of us are on autopilot most of the time. We mindlessly eat our food, drive to work, hang out with our kids. We aren't really present in the moment. We're just there functioning, but we're not experiencing the moment. So another question for you is, if you walked by a family member who was crying, would you walk right on by, or would you stop and see what was going on? Well, of course I would stop and check in. That's kind of a silly question, don't you think? Yeah, I know that's kind of a ridiculous question. Almost all of us would stop and check in with a family member that was crying or having a problem in their life. We want to know what's going on. How can we help solve that problem for that person? We might do it for other people, but how often do we do it for ourselves? I think a lot of the time we mindlessly walk right over our own needs because there's so many other things going on in our life. We don't stop and think about what it is that we need. And there was a conversation I had with myself recently that brought me to a new understanding and changed the way I thought about my eating forever. And I want to share that conversation with you. Hey, self? Yeah, Mckenzie? Hey. Hey. You know, I stopped on the way home and bought this bag of chips. But, you know, I don't really want it. I already ate. I'm not feeling it. I just was wondering if maybe something else is going on in our life. Are you asking me? Well, yeah. Well, actually, I am feeling a little bit lonely today. I'm missing some of my friends back home. Well, what if we called up a friend? Would that make you feel a little bit better? That would be really nice. Hey, Mckenzie? Yeah? Thanks for caring. You're welcome. Pausing for a few minutes and listening to your inner dialogue is a great way to figure out what's going on with you internally. Why am I being held up? Why am I following through on the same old habits? Why am I not creating change in my life? A lot of times where we would stop and ask somebody else what's going on, we don't pause and ask ourselves. And as we saw in this clip, I was doing exactly that with my eating. I was stopping almost every day and getting a snack or something from a fast food restaurant. And finally one day I thought to myself, I don't even want this food anymore. It's not even appealing to me. Why do I keep stopping to get it? And instead of just following through and finishing what I was eating, I paused and asked myself, what's really going on here? And discovered, like it showed, that I was lonely. I had moved to Vegas recently and I was struggling with feeling lonely. And I had created a bad habit around that. Do the same thing for yourself. If you're mindlessly following through on something that you're not happy with, maybe you're struggling to get something started, maybe it's just something you're not accomplishing in your life, pause and ask yourself, what's going on with me? I think you might be surprised at what the answer is. Maybe you're feeling fearful, or maybe a part of you just needs to be heard, needs to be listened to. I think a lot of times, just like children, our inner voices want to be heard. So they're in there going, hey, 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 pay attention to me, and we're ignoring them. So take some time, even though it may feel silly at first, to explore your inner dialogue, talk to yourself, see what's going on. I think you might be surprised at how much you can overcome by just communicating with yourself. If you've enjoyed today's video, I ask that you check back tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about being in the moment and your important relationships. Last week in my family we had a death, and it's really brought into perspective being close to my family, how important that is to me. So check back tomorrow, we're going to talk about that. Again, my name is Mckenzie. If you've enjoyed today's video, I ask that you just click on the like button. Better yet, subscribe to my channel. I would love to walk this journey of change alongside of you. Thank you.